Hello folks, it's Phil at digitaldjtips.com with a review of the Tannoy Reveal 402 near field active monitor speakers. They're the speakers that you can see set up here. I'm in my home office and I've been testing them in this environment because it's very typical of what a lot of digital DJs have as their home setup. You know, you'll have a desk that you use for your computing. You might have your laptop or a big computer on it, but also your speakers and maybe your DJ controller as well. So your speakers in this kind of situation have to be small, they have to perform, and they have to be flexible. And these speakers I found to be all those things. So let's have a little look at what they are. I'm going to unplug one of them here, switch it off first, unplug it, and I will talk you through what we're going to find on this speaker. So you can see these are small. These are a step up from the speakers that I often recommend people with a very small desk and a home studio on a table would use. I recommend the M Audio AV40s, which are a very nice wooden speaker, smaller than this, but they pack a good punch and they're quite cheap. So when people are saying, I just want something a bit more to get going with, I recommend those. But these I have found to be a step up from there while still not occupying the space and demanding the same, commitments from you as a set of big studio monitors would. These are actually in a range of monitors. There's a 402, a 502 and an 802, and that refers to the size of the woofer. This is a 4-inch woofer, hence 402. It's got a 3/4 inch tweeter as well. And they are powered, which means they've got a built-in amplifier, and they're sold individually. So you buy 2 of these and they are identical. They have their own power supply, and you put the input from your DJ controller, the left-hand output goes to this, and the right-hand output goes to that. So you need separate leads to plug them in, which is how studio monitors are. However, these have got a twist in their tail, which I'm going to get to. So first things first, they're well built, decent size, nice and deep, but nonetheless they are very compact. They fit very nicely on a small desk either side of a computer, and they have got a bass port at the bottom here, which means they don't need a bass port on the back, which means you can put them very close to the wall, and they've got a rubber, rather a foam base there so that they sit nice and snug. Round the back here, let's talk through from the top. There's an unbalanced, there's 2 balanced inputs, TRS and XLR. There is, I'll come on to this bit in a second. Here we have a slight tweak, boost and cut for the mid-range, and a volume control. You have to set the volume control on each speaker separately. And down the bottom, the usual stuff, power selector, switch, the socket and the fuse. But this bit here is the interesting bit. Here you can put the speaker as either left or right, for stereo imagery, and then there's an input for, say, an MP3 player, or more likely for your computer, and there's a monitor link, so you can have a cable here linking 2 of these together. Now this is really nice because what it means is that you get kind of the best of both worlds. You get the best of that kind of master speaker and slave speaker, which typically smaller computer monitors have, so you can plug them together and you can plug one input in somewhere, but you also have the kind of separate amplified with an active crossover, everything happening as it would in a pro monitor going on as well. So the way you would set these up is you'll have your DJ controller here, you plug, as I just mentioned, one lead to each from the left and right hand channels of your DJ controller, but then your computer or any other source can plug in just with a simple little, the usual mini jack into the back of there as well, and you've got both things going on, so you're not having to unplug and plug stuff in if you want to use them for stuff other than music, and I think that's really nice. Now of course the important thing is the sound quality. What are they like? It's no good if they don't sound good. I can report that the first thing you notice is that they're very bassy and they're very loud. Luckily the next thing you notice is that they're very balanced as well, so that kind of bass is offset by really nice trebles, really nice mid-range. They've got a lot of clarity. They are easy to listen to without being dull. I've had them here set up now for a couple of days and I've been listening to them with all kinds of stuff. I've been actually testing the Tractor Control S8 on them, which is just out of shot here, but you can watch the review of that, it's already live. But I've also been just listening to music streaming in the background as I do when I'm working at home, and they've been wonderful. I felt myself reaching to turn it up at various times, which is always a good sign with monitors. I haven't actually used, I used the M Audio as I mentioned myself for a long time, but I haven't actually used them for a while because they developed this weird crackle where one speaker would come on and off. So obviously I just kind of ditched them, and I'm ashamed to say I've been using either headphones or the built-in sound on that thing, so certainly replacing that, they've sounded wonderful. So if you've got a home studio but you use it for DJing, maybe you want to dabble in production but you also use that space for other stuff, these are near field, which means you're meant to listen to them within like 75 centimeters up to about 3 meters away, but having said that, they feel this office fine further than 3 meters away. I'd say they'd be a good compromise if they were the only speakers you were going to go for in a small space. I really like them. They're about $119 each, so it's not an insubstantial investment. But having said that, you know, a lot of people buy speakers and then come back because there's not enough bass, and they'll buy a subwoofer as well, and the price adds up and the system's getting more complicated. These are really neat. And I think for that money, you're getting a speaker system that's going to last you a long time, at least until you move to a purpose-built studio or a mansion, which I hope is very soon. So there you go, the Tannoy Reveal 402s. This is the Digital DJ Tips review, and you can read a longer version of this over on the Digital DJ Tips website. Thank you for watching.